Hello, everybody. So today I have Elize from Xpello for our coffee chat. Elize is going to tell me a little bit more about her product. I'm very excited. I think Elize's product just helps making rentals and renting your property out so much easier and takes away a lot of the headaches. So Elize, over to you. Please tell me a little bit more about your product.
Melissa, thank you very much for the opportunity. I know rental agents have so much already on their plate, and our focus is really to make their lives easier and to give a protection or a peace of mind for their owners. So Xpello, firstly, is we are not an attorney's firm. People think because I'm an attorney, my partner's an attorney, we've got the experience, but we're not a law firm. We're a business. And the reason why there's a big difference is because I saw that, attorneys deal with things in a certain way. And we've got 27 panel attorneys nationwide because our services are nationwide, and we work with a lot of attorneys. And that's where we got them. We got them to resolve the problem, and that's the core of our solution is if an eviction is ever needed, we will pay for the whole eviction, and we manage the whole process. So it means you're not going to have any legal fees, and you're not going to have any problems understanding what an attorney is saying, or to get hold of them, because we take all of that off everybody's hands. But that's the end result, and that's where we started. What we've realized over the years is we want to be preemptive. So we want to try and prevent an eviction, because even if you have the best attorneys like we have, evictions take time. So I don't know if you know, it was in the past about 3 months to get an eviction order. These days, it is easily 4 months. If you're in Cape Town, it's going to be 6 months. It all depends on the courts. So it's a long time that it takes. The second thing, it's expensive. It can be anything from 20,000 to 80,000, depending on what the process is. And that's a lot of times owners don't have the money for that. But then this is for rental agents. And the first thing that the rental agent says, Liz, I'm not going to speak about evictions with my new landlord. It's like saying, will you marry me? And by the way, when we get divorced, what is the story? There's a difference. So what we say to rental agents is, firstly, we are there to take a lot of the burden off your hands. So you send the letter of demand. If they don't pay, we take off all the workload. So you pass us the box, the bag, and we run with the process and you get feedback. The second thing is you actually have a competitive advantage. We work with a lot of owners, we work with a lot of investors, and people actually appreciate to say that, listen, I'm going to get you the absolute best tenant. But as we all know, you can have the best tenant. After 6 months, they lose their job, something happens, and they don't pay their rent. So because we know there's something in the future that might happen that we don't know, you need to have a plan B. And that's where we are. We are not a rental guarantee, so we're not going to pay your rent or anything. We're going to step in, see how we can get that tenant out of the property as soon as possible. And I think that is valuable. We're the in-between, trying everything. I mean, we've even paid a moving truck to move a tenant, which they agreed. They just said they didn't have a truck. We have out of Xpello's accounts, and we've even gone as far as putting somebody's grandma in an old age home because they left her behind. That's the most random thing to leave behind. And we try everything possible to get them out legally. We don't do anything illegal because we are investors. We know the pain. We work with a lot of agents. So we know it's going to be in everybody's benefit. Get that tenant out as soon as possible, and then the new tenant can be put back in the property.
That's perfect. That's why I'm so excited about your product, because a lot of clients come and tell me, they say, no, we're too scared to invest in property because what happens if we get a tenant and they decide to squat and then I've got a bond to pay and I'm not getting the rental income and I have all these additional expenses. So at least then what you guys do is you just assist and help that if anything does happen, if the tenant perhaps doesn't decide not to pay, you help them get that tenant out pain-free, relatively pain-free. And they don't have to waste all that time, because it's a lot of time, going to the courts and working with attorneys and all the rest. So I really love your product.
Oh, thank you. And I think that's our goal. We want to help rental agents. I want you guys to focus on getting new landlords, getting more mandates. I mean, that is all the things that you can actually do instead of phoning tenants regarding payment. And abuse, shame. You don't want to take that abuse from the landlord or the tenant. And we say, like, we like the third person now in your office, a nice ex, and we're going to help take off that burden. Protects the agent, I think, in a sense as well. And I also think it really gives them that competitive edge. And we always offer, if you're not sure how to present it to your owner or you need more things, they're welcome to contact our office. We've got 2 amazing teams that deals with client services and legal matters. Use them. They always go out of the way to help anyone that contacts us.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's not expensive. Can you talk about your fees? How much more or less is it?
So the nice thing, Melissa, is you can actually budget for Xpello from the beginning, irrespective of what the rent is. Our monthly fee is 250 Rand.
No, that's not a lot at all.
Yeah, that inclusive, irrespective of what the rent is. So, agent, it's not going to come out of your pocket. I think that's the first thing. You offer it to your landlord when you do the mandate, so it will be paid to us when the rent is paid. The reason why I like that is then we know if the rent is not paid and we need to start working. So it's a nice double check system. Or what we're seeing is because there's an increase of tenants, that's not per se A or a B, but good tenants. So they had a default in the past, or, they just have a lot of things going on their credit reports. So they are medium. What we say is go to that tenant and say, listen, normally we won't consider you. However, you've got affordability. Everything else looks great. We will consider you on condition you pay Xpello every month. So they are so happy then for the opportunity to be able to get the property. The owner is happy because he's getting a tenant, and I mean, that shows good faith. Eh? You never trust the guy that says, trust me, but if a tenant is willing to pay for his own eviction, I mean, that shows commitment.
That's such a good idea.
The other benefit for the tenants, of course, is if they, after the time period, when they vacate, we will actually give them a recommendation letter. We don't need to lie. I mean, people, when you do reference checks, people lie because they want to get rid of the tenants. We don't need to lie. If you were bad, we evict you. So that recommendation letter, I think, is really gold. And the other thing is, if they go and buy, our panel attorneys will give them a discounted rate on any transfer. So there is benefit that they're paying if they pay every month for the amount.
Oh, that is so amazing. Is there anything else that you want to include? Anything else that you want to talk about?
I think what I want to say to rental agents, don't get discouraged. I think we have to start moving and thinking a bit out of the box in a way how we approach things. You don't get the good quality tenants like we used to. People aren't as honorable as they used to, and people are becoming more desperate. So rather have a plan B. Let your owner appreciate your expertise, knowing it's not a bad thing to offer something. And if you're not sure, they are welcome to contact us. Melissa, my contact details will be available. You can share it with the video or make it available. Please contact me. We will set up everything for them and explain it.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, you can definitely contact me. I'll send all your contact details, Elize's contact details from Xpello to you. They've also got a website. So if you go on Xpello, it's Xpello. Their website is actually on the top of the page. Yes, and I also want to just mention again that it's rental agents, but it's also if you renting out in your personal capacity, you help them too, and businesses. Am I right? You do businesses too, commercial. Yes. I think I saw on your website that you also assist there. So yes, definitely contact Elize. I really 100% believe in their product.
Oh, thank you, Melissa, and thank you for the opportunity once again.
Pleasure.